When was the last time you took a vacation without your laptop, stressing over work, or replying to emails on your phone? Well, I've just got back from a holiday in the middle of Ireland with my girlfriend. In December, I went quadding and shooting in the mountains of Poland, and a month or two before that, I was in Italy and Switzerland. And here's the thing, I did basically zero work on all them holidays, but my business had the best months it's ever had. So in this video, I'm going to show you the system you need to build to take a vacation without worrying about if anything's going to fall apart. And in fact, guarantee that your business is in a better place than before you left. But before I show you any tactics, you need to understand why most entrepreneurs fail at taking time off in the first place. So think of your business like a bridge. If a bridge collapses the first time a heavy truck drives over it, the problem isn't the truck. The problem is the bridge was never built to handle the weight of the truck. The bridge is your business and you taking a vacation is the truck. If you disappear and everything goes to shit, it's not because you can't take time off, it's because your business isn't built to run without you. And so building the systems that let you take a vacation without any problems isn't just about drinking cocktails on the beach. It's a stress test that shows you exactly what's broken in your business. Because ask yourself this, right? If you disappeared for 7 days, what would break first? Okay? Would leads stop coming in? Would delivery fall apart? Would deadlines be missed? Would work just not get done? Whatever breaks first is your highest priority system to fix, because that's where your business relies on you the most. And so that's where you are the bottleneck. And that's where you'll get the highest ROI in terms of improving your business, so that, yes, obviously, so that you can take a holiday, but primarily so that your business stops being founder dependent and is a better bloody business to run. Which means now we can actually build the systems which make it happen and let you take, 7-day, 30-day, 6-month vacations if you really want to. And the first thing you need to do is avoid a mistake which will completely screw over any chances of you taking a vacation. Because see, the first time I tried to take some time off properly, I did what most business owners do. I left everything until the last 2 bloody days, which meant I just spent the first half of the trip replying to messages and, rushing tasks to get them done, because I hadn't actually thought through what would need done when I went away. It's like packing the morning of your flight. Sure, you'll get on the plane, but it's going to be stressful, chaotic, and you'll 100% have forgotten something important like your swim shorts, which has happened to me one too many times. So the first thing you need to do before you go on vacation, it starts actually about 2 weeks before you go. So take 10 minutes to list out what you normally do on the days you'll be away. So if you're away Monday to Monday, list out what you normally do in those days. And that is the vast majority of work that will need done when you're away, because obviously you can't predict the random stuff that'll pop up, but you can cover 90% of what normally happens. But for each task in that list, you want to sort them into 3 categories. Can this be delegated? Can this be done in advance? Or can this be paused with minimal downside? How much you can delegate and how much you have to do yourself and how much you have to pause entirely depends on your business and your team structure. In an ideal world, you delegate everything. But if you're not at that stage, then you'll either have to do it ahead of time or pause it. And that's why you want to do this about 2 weeks or so before you go on vacation. That way, you'll actually have the time to sort these tasks out for when you're away instead of leaving them till the last minute. Now, one thing that'll make this so much easier is if you build a standard week, which is something I get all my clients in the MOS to build out. It's essentially a map of all the recurring tasks you do in the business, which will be at least 90% of your tasks. And having this built out will make this so much easier. But even when you do get ahead of yourself, if this one thing is not fixed, your business will still rely entirely on you. So it's the next thing you need to fix if you want to take stress-free vacations. You want to know the best way to explain it? I have 2 dogs, a golden retriever and a Labrador. And whenever I go on vacation, I can't just decide to book somewhere, pack a bag and go. No, I have to get someone to look after them. And I love these dogs, they're my best friends, but they add so much more complexity to me going anywhere, to the point where if I can't get anyone I trust to look after them, I won't go on vacation. Now, if I didn't have 2 dogs, I would find it so much easier to go on holiday. I would just go, okay, I'm going to go to this place on this date, I'm booking it. And most businesses are exactly like that, only instead of having 2 dogs, they just have an incredibly complex business, which only they know how it runs, and at that it's all in their head, and it makes everything about running it so much harder than it needs to be. Isn't that right, boy? But going on vacation, having a business that runs without relying on you, and even scaling your business is so much easier when your business is bloody simple. Now, this might be a longer term fix depending on how established your business is, but no matter your business, you can do this. It's just a matter of whether you can do it right now or over 6 months. So for example, if in your marketing system you have 5 different ad channels, You're going to be splitting your marketing efforts across each of them likely equally. And in almost every business I've worked with, one channel ends up bringing in the vast majority, 80% or more of their leads. So what you should do there is drop all the other ad channels and go all in on that one channel. Not only will you grow faster and get better results because you're actually putting all your efforts into the thing that works the best, but you'll have a simpler business to run and scale since you don't have to worry about managing 5 different channels now. Look, a useful rule of thumb here is that until you're over $1 million a year, your business only really needs 4 major tasks. 1 marketing task like Facebook ads or content, 1 sales task like sales calls, 1 fulfillment task to deliver whatever you sell, and then the next step of your current strategic action or big project that you're working on. Yes, there might be smaller tasks related to each of those major tasks, that's fine, but don't split your focus and do 10 different marketing tasks and sell 10 different offers when you're not even making $1 million. Once you're at 7 figures plus, you can maybe add 1 more marketing channel, diversify fulfillment if you need to. So what you need to do here is list out every single task in your business. Yes, every single one, boy, and that might take a while, but then you want to see what's necessary and what processes are performing best based on the data if you have it. Then you want to cut out what isn't working or isn't necessary and simplify your business massively. This way your business will be easier to scale because you and your team won't be splitting your efforts. You'll be going all in on what works and your business will be simpler and therefore easier to run without it relying on you. And yes, this might require a hard decision, but you'll thank yourself for making it, okay? And this doesn't just go for, marketing channels. This also goes for products. So if you're selling 10 different products and, 3 of them require 40 hours a week each from your team, but they bring in like 2% of your revenue, don't waste your time in them. Cut them out. That way you free up 40 hours a week from your team. And now you can put that capacity into expanding your fulfillment capacity with your offers that are actually making you the most money, and your business is simpler and your marketing is easier because you're only selling 1 bloody thing. Okay? So simplify your damn business. Good boy, Zeus. Thank you. You're a good boy. You're good in the videos. Does everybody like Zeus? But now remember those tasks in the 3 categories from earlier. Well, if you want to take a vacation, you need to delegate the ones that need to be delegated. So let me show you how to delegate them so that they can get done on time and to a high standard without you having to micromanage your team to make sure it gets done. Now there's 3 steps to this, and it does start with systems because delegating without systems is like handing someone a messy kitchen and saying, make dinner, but none of the ingredients are labeled, the recipe isn't written down, and half the equipment is broken. Your dinner is going to be shit and you're not going to like it. So we want to systemize the business so that delegation is easier. Now, we have to go about this in a roundabout sort of way. Right now we have 2 lists of tasks, right? We have the list of tasks that you need to do and that you need to delegate for you to go on vacation. And we have the list of every task that happens in your business. You need to take the list of all the tasks in your business and sort those tasks under the major functions of your business, which are marketing, sales, operations, and finance, depending on their goals, right? So for example, marketing generates leads. So any task which generates leads goes under the marketing function. Now you need to make SOPs for those tasks. And, instead of teaching you a pile of SOP theory here, I'm just going to give you the same AI SOP builder I give MOS clients, which will turn your messy processes into usable and clear SOPs in minutes. And of course, over time, we do want to make SOPs for every major task in the business. But for right now, if you going on vacation, we want to just really prioritize making the SOPs for the tasks that you need to delegate. Now, once you've done that, you can then move on to step 2, and that's use the RAI system. This is one of the proprietary systems in MOS, and it's the difference between delegation that's actually stressful, micromanagement, and your team actually getting work done properly without you worrying and micromanaging. So R is responsibility. What you need to do is list out all the team members that you have, go through your systems map and assign responsibility so that each process or task is one person responsible for it. And that's the person who ensures the task is done and done correctly. A is for accountability, so you need to hold people accountable to keep high standards, because without a reward for good things and a consequence for bad things, people will not change their behaviour and you'll keep getting the same results. Now, to hold people accountable, you need scorecards so they can track the data for the relevant part of their business and their role, because data does not lie. So to give you a true representation of how they're performing, and if you need to make changes, that data shows you how well the changes you're making are working. This way, when you take a vacation, you can actually see how the business performed without you there, and if you need to make any changes for your next vacation or just to make your business run better. Then I is for integration. So you need to help your team integrate the responsibilities into their schedule and find time to do it, because otherwise they might not do it, but if you help them find the time, they have no excuse not to do it. And now we can move on to step 3, which is delegate. So for all the tasks you need to delegate from the list, sit down with the person who's going to be responsible for it. You only need 10 minutes. Walk them through the RAI system. So show them the systems map so they can see what they're responsible for and the role it plays in the business. Show them the scorecard plus how and when to use it, and then help them find the time to do their tasks at the frequency they need done. That task is now delegated to them. But even with that, if you want this to work so you don't have to spend your entire vacation replying to messages instead of, sipping Mai Tais on the beach, before you leave for vacation, tell your damn team you're going. And this might seem super obvious, but seriously, give them that clarity. Tell them when you're away, what decisions they can and can't make, what counts as a real emergency, rules for how and when to message you, or what to do if X happens, or anything else they need to know. And tell them you trust them, okay? That makes a massive difference. Now, the first time you do this, and you go on vacation with no laptop and no intention of working, something will break, okay? I'm going to let you know that. But remember, this is a stress test. So that's not failure. It is the feedback loop of the system. It's like, see when Elon Musk launches a new rocket with SpaceX, so many people think he's stupid because so many of them fall apart and break. But that is not an accident. That's on purpose. They need to know when, where, and how the rocket breaks so that they can improve them and fix the problems before they put people in the rockets. So the first time you try to run your business without you, it will always be the hardest because problems will surface that you could never have predicted. But instead of seeing them as, oh, I can't take time off, my business will always need me, you need to see it as an opportunity to improve your business because it's literally showing you what's not working, what's broken, and then you can solve the problem through a system, and that problem will not reappear next time, and your business now relies less on you. So after every vacation, run a review. What broke, what slowed down, what didn't get done, what problems appeared. Then fix each problem, whether that's for a system, an SOP, or however you need to fix it. And each time you repeat this cycle, your business becomes more resilient and you can step further and further away from the day-to-day operations. But obviously, a big part of this is having the data which shows you how your team is performing so that you know what's broken and what needs improved, as well as what bottlenecks are holding the business's growth back. So click the video on screen now, and I'll walk you through the exact data system I use with MOS clients to find and fix these bottlenecks.